Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavad Gita, original, chapter number 3, text number 38, Karma Yoga. Dhumena vriyade vanir yada darsho malena cha yadolbana avrudo vanir tada tenedham avrudam. So Lord is telling here that the lust covers the living entity in different degrees. The first degree is mentioned here. The living entities are originally very pure. What making differences between living entities or among living entities is the covering of the lust in different degrees. As we mentioned several times, the spirit soul is originally very pure, like rainwater. When the rainwater falls on the ground, it's become contaminated by the association of the mud. It's become muddy. Similarly, what we originally see in this world, everyone is different. All living entities are different. Animals are different from human beings. Trees are different from animals. Birds are different from animals, trees, and human beings and insects. Similarly, insects are different from all the other beings. Because all these living entities' original consciousness is covered, the lust manifests in different ways. The first symptom is the fire that is covered by smoke. But if you fan them, the fire comes up. A person who has covered by such lust, exactly like a smoke, covers the firewood that has the fire. Simply by fanning, the fire will come out. So, though human beings are under these lusty desires, simply by spiritually fanning, they can fix that particular lust. And the second degree of lust is the mirror that is covered by the dust. When the mirror is covered by the dust, you cannot see your face. But you have to wipe out the dust. So there are living entities which are more covered. They are animals, birds, and reptiles. But the third degree of lust is like the trees and plants. So fully covered. They cannot manifest their consciousness at all because the strong lusty desires. Just like a man and woman dress half naked, quarter naked, full naked. These kinds of dressings are just because of the influence of lust. They want to attract the opposite sex by having such dress code, but eventually what happens, they become trees and plants in next life. So that shows that it is a very strong covering. And these lusts are very difficult to overcome. So in this way, the lust covers all living entities in different ways. By such covering, the pure living entities' consciousness is completely lost. They forgot about their original position, that they are the children of God. The human beings, again we are coming back to the human beings covering by these lusty desires. Why we are compared to the smoke and fire? It is because human beings have still tendency of worshipping God. There are pantheists. pantheism. These pantheists, they worship lightning, thunder, trees, plants, all material elements. They give some respects. What does it mean? They have a sense of God, but they were not actually guided to the true God, but they have the sense of God. So these pantheists worship various material elements. Therefore, in the human body, there is always a chance of fanning and bringing the original consciousness. Those opportunities are not given to other living beings. Thus, we don't need to be very much disappointed. We just fan. Come back to your original consciousness. Even if you are Muslim, Christian, Hindu, come back to your original consciousness. All these modern religion is also kind of pantheism because they don't have a real God. What they have is some imaginary God. So they are also compared to be a pantheist as well. So here Krishna is telling the consciousness is covered by different lusts. That actually makes you are higher and lower. So the lust covers all living beings, including human beings. However, human beings have an opportunity to revive their lost consciousness by these lusty desires. And thereafter, the anger manifests. When anger manifests, people do not know what they are going to do. The anger manifests from the small degree, from admonishing, chastising, reprimanding, physically striking, then changing the person's face and body by injuring them, by beating them with a stick, whatever they have. Eventually, they stab them. And in US, because of these lusty desires to accumulate wealth and have sex and drinking, alcohol and killing animals and eating, is all different kinds of lust. And the poor animals and human beings who are less powerful all become victims. In America, there was a guy who visited many old age homes. He was an electrical engineer. So in the name of repairing, plumbing, he also has some extra ability to do plumbing and various things. He would visit old age homes. Not old age homes, all private apartments occupied by senior citizens, especially old women. And this guy goes there on the excuse of repairing electrical wiring or some problem with the outlets or some sink problem or water problem. Then he enters and sees the women and suffocate them and kill them. And he did about 22-25 women like that. And no one noticed. Because the women were old, it appears to be natural death. So police didn't actually care for it. So they thought it is a natural death. So they were arranging cremation, funeral or whatever by calling their relatives. And in this way, he got away with 22 to 25 killings. The purpose of killing them to plunder their wealth in the form of money, gold, and whatever other valuable things are there. So he had such a lust. Steal and enjoy with that money and go to another home and kill her also. So in that way, he continued to commit up to the said numbers. But in some point of time, the woman he actually thought was dead was not dead. Somehow or other, she was living. She called the 911. The 911 in America serves very good, especially when there is problem with life and death. They came on the spot within few minutes, maybe 2 or 3 or 4 minutes, because the cops are all the places in different areas. As soon as they get the call from the central, go to this area, they immediately communicate that fellow who is wandering in that area and he will be there. So she explained everything and they caught him. And that fellow actually said, yes, I did commit these many murders. Of course, they arrested him and gave him the proper punishment that he deserved. The bad karma of him returned to him. Though he was not punished severely, they put him in the prison for the rest of his life. Maybe 2-3 lifetime sentence. But because his sinful activities are so strong and unexcusable, the Krishna's nature has its own way of working. The roommate he had in his room, there was a conflicts of interest. So the roommate killed him. So, Jaise Karani, Vaise Bharani. To satisfy the lust, don't take up any sinful deeds and try to fulfill that. Manasa Vaja Karmana. The karma can be with your mind, with your words, and with your actions. And it would return to us. The safest path to control the lusty desires to become Krishna conscious. When you become Krishna conscious, Krishna guides you from within, even without your knowledge. Krishna makes the situations congenial to your happy life. You don't know Krishna. Krishna is noting down every action and every desires of yours. And he is fulfilling that. The kids, they play game. Shooting and killing is all game. And because they are constantly meditating on it, on the screen, has become a habit for them. And there were so many boys. They wear the t-shirt of killer and goes and kill his friends in the school and here and there. And he thinks it's a part of their life. Arrested, put them there in the jail because they are below 18. They don't execute them, but they put them in the jail for 60 years, 70 years, and they rot there rest of the life. So the lust and the anger is going to be there if you are not getting your lust fulfilled, immediately the anger arises. One may think, is there a possibility of negotiating with this lust? No. You cannot negotiate. What is the negotiation? Fulfilling the lusty desires? It is like a fire burning. You go and pour clarified butter or oil, it will burn more. So don't think that by satisfying this lust, I will be happy. No. The lust will be never satisfied. Therefore, Krishna says, all devouring enemy of human beings is the lust. By chanting, you can control. By hearing Krishna's pastimes, you can control. By reading Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita, you can control. There are no material solutions for controlling the lust and anger. No, it is the only spiritual solution. You shall know a wine pot cannot be purified by using the wine. Similarly, we cannot satisfy our lust by supplying another lust. So here in this material world, all solutions are only covered by lust and anger. Is only ignite more or bring the flames more and more up. So we have to be very conscious about our lust. Because anybody obstruct your lusty desires, immediately you hunt them down, manifesting your anger, which is all devouring enemy, Krishna says. In the previous verse, Krishna said, Mahashano Mahapavatma Vidyena Miha Vairinu. Uprooted, just like a bamboo stance, you completely uproot it. By cutting it, it will again sprout. So you have to uproot it with the weapon of Krishna consciousness. You might have tried, or you may try different path. Unfortunately, it never subsides. So, in this chapter, Krishna explained the covering of the lust in 3 different levels. One is shallow, second is deep, the other one is very deep. So, the very deep is compared to the embryo. A child within the embryo cannot stretch out his hands and legs. Those are compared to the trees and plants. So, the deep one is animals, reptiles, birds. And shallow one covers the human beings, giving little opportunity to become Krishna conscious. By having that little opportunity can be a bigger opportunity. Just like a smoke covers the fire still does its job as burning. So let us work on rectifying our situation and not to fall into all these various desires. There are children killed, mother, father, grandfather. It's all because of different kinds of lust and anger. Friends kills friends, brothers, sisters. So many problems are going on because of lust and anger. Sit and contemplate on it and think that what is the solution? The solution Krishna gives his lotus feet. Chant the holy name. become a highly civilized being by stopping all this unnecessary violence. For that, you have to take up the process of devotional service and follow the principles of devotional service given by a Vaishnava spiritual teacher, spiritual master. There is possibility because fire and smoke. The smoke can go away, fire can come back. All that you need to be agreed to take up the process of your devotional service to Krishna. Then you can control. Thank you very much. We will continue. Hare Krishna.